Hey guys, Junie is back, and I'm going to do and how to make a boy band K-pop dance type of track. And why am I doing this? Because I'm doing a lot of reaction videos these days, and I posted few tutorial videos on how to produce music. And man, I got so many requests from a bunch of people around the world who are willing, who are trying to learn how to produce a K-pop. So I've got a lot of requests like that, and it's one of my passion to be able to teach, the younger generation who are trying to learn more about the K-pop. So yeah, I am going to open a session and show you guys one of the track that I wrote, and I hope you guys can learn from it. And for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm a multi-platinum K-pop producer. Oh, it sounds a little cringy that I say it, but yeah, these are some of the guys that I work with. If you guys want to know more about my video, my credits, just look it up, okay? Anyways, so shall we begin? If you guys haven't subscribed to me yet, I don't know why people always say this, but I almost feel like I have to say this. But if you really don't want to subscribe to me, just don't subscribe to me, okay? Let's go. So I'm gonna show you the session right here. Huge track, right? It's actually not that much. Usually, how much do I spend? Usually my tracks go from like 50 to 80 depending on the track, but especially the dance tracks, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of tracks that you need to write for. This is quite simple track. So you guys want to hear this? Let's go. Just messing. Pre-chorus. And then the drop. Post hook. And then verse 2.
Switch it up, man.
Okay. We're not gonna listen to the whole thing. It's boring, right? We're gonna listen to the bridge section after the second chorus. And then you're gonna build it up. And then a little fun section here before going to the last chorus. Oh. Definitely overreacted there. My hair is all messed up and my headphones are all messed up. Okay, so shall we go from beginning? I'll walk you through what I did. Okay. So guys, the way I got inspired to write this is this label and I'm not supposed to share who, but this label wanted a freaking fire type of trap track for boy band that is really strong, manly, masculine, monster-ish. Okay, so I was going through some of my samples, and I heard this. This is from a loop, and then just keep getting louder. I was like, oh, that's a cool intro. I can build up my track on this. So the way I got this idea and inspired to write this song is by hearing this little brass sound. A lot of times, like, I do get inspired to write something as I'm just going through my sounds, and yeah. So as soon as I heard this, I was like, okay, I want to make like a little percussion sound that goes with this intro. Intros are very important, by the way. Labels are gonna listen to the intro and be like, this is worth listening, or this is not worth listening. Okay, so on this, I wanted to make this kind of percussion. So instead of using like hi-hats, you know, it gets kind of boring. Are you guys already bored of hi-hats? I'm pretty bored of hi-hats. So I use the like a clock sound that goes da 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 da. And I didn't want it to go da 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 da. I keep on going, so I just chopped it up, you know, here and there. What else did I do? Oh, that's all I did. Very simple, right? And here, I'm adding this little loop here, but instead of just making it simple, as you guys can see, I'm doing bunch of things. Whenever you write a dance track for K-pop, you want to look for different creative ways to manipulate the sound. And for here, I'm filtering and then I'm making it brighter. And at the very end, if you guys can hear that, you know, it's like a little loop mash. And then tape stop. Little things like this make a big difference. Okay, shall we go to the verse now? So what happens in the verse? Obviously, the beat drops. So I'm still keeping that percussion sound. And where's my drum at? This is my drums right here. Pretty simple stuff. Pa, pa pum, pa pum, pum, pa pa, pum, pa, that kind of drums. And with this, I made this 808 line here. Okay, even if it's simple, something about bass and drums, if you guys can hear it and you guys don't feel that very much, it's probably not a good track. Okay, you gotta be able to listen to the drums and the 808s or the bass and already feel it, already be like, oh, this is cool, I like it. What did I use? I used 808 Warfare 808 clean one. Yeah, what's something to learn about this part? Check this out. The chorus is just minor, dun, same note, right? Dun, 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 dun. You know, so it's not just playing one chord, but at the end I'm playing the minor fifth. From minor 1, I'm going to the 5th chord, and that creates a little bit of change, light change. What else? Okay, and here, this is a little vocal loop that sounds like this together. Without it, see how boring that gets? Did I say I hate boring? That's right. So you gotta add like texture, loop, something that will fill the space, okay? And in this case, I've added this. Okay. But this doesn't this texture sound didn't come as it is. If you turn off all the things that I did here, it used to sound like this. Again, boring, right? So you want to manipulate this sound. I've added the driver to make it more distortion-y. I've added the panning, so go from left to right. You know, you want your ears to have fun. So what else? Reverb. And then I'm cutting the highs and the lows to make it more warm sounding. I've added tremolo. Man, I did a bunch of things for this one little sound. Tremolo. Okay? And crystallizer. Crystallizer makes things a little more spaced out, and it's got a cool like reverb delay effect. No, not what am I saying? No, not reverb delay. It's a reverb and reverse effect that it adds to it. And lastly, oh, this sounds really cool. I've added this Chris Lori RG effect plugin. I made it very, very distorted. Okay, so with that together, and little vocal chant, you know, those things make it fun. That kind of sound. Alright, so what happens at the second part of the verse? It gets developed. So from here, we're going to a lot more stuff going on, right? So I've added hi-hats, and I inserted the brass sounds back in, the one that you guys heard in the verse. And a little vocal loop here. It sounds so ugly if you just hear it by himself, right? Well, what is he even saying? Yeah, but together, pretty nice, right? Okay. Also, here's the important thing. If you guys notice in the drum section, it used to sound like this, but here it's sounding like, you guys hear that freaking crazy loud hard-hitting snare? It's because I'm adding this to it. Okay, yeah. So with this, everything is sounding much bigger and stronger. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is the important part of making K-pop music. Pre-chorus, guys. Pre-chorus is the, how can I say this? Is one of the defining things about K-pop, because when you listen to US pop music or like European pop, all these other pop music, they don't have a very distinct, or some songs do, but most of the times they don't have a very different, distinct pre-chorus. Usually, if you have the 8-bar loop of the verse, it just kind of goes along with that without having a big change. But in K-pop, you want to do something cool, sexy. You gotta break it down. Why? Because most K-pop songs are dance-driven. And when you're dancing, I'm not a good dancer, by the way. Dancing, and then you break it down to do something different, you know? And that's when the girls go, oh! And that's what we want. So make the girls go, oh! You know what I'm saying? That is what I'm talking about. Okay. So this part, how did I write this part? I just played in my, is my keyboard working? Yeah. It's very delayed right now because of all the plugins, and yeah, but I got the idea of making this section like this. Bum, bum, bum. That's my basic idea. Bum, 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 bum. Right? So with that, I have the bass. Okay, bass is kind of important. You don't want to just make a bass. There's no such thing as just doing in K-pop. Everything is cool, everything is sexy, everything is freaking crazy, okay? So watch this bass line here. Yeah, so it's like I'm filtering and making the high cut and like high pass, but not only that, I have this line, dun, dun, drop, dun, this pitch notes, they're very important. Not to every bass, but in this particular section, I felt that it would be cool to make this kind of bass. And the drums, I wanted to change the pattern of the drums too. So instead of going ba, 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 ba. So it's actually this builds snare. See how it gets bigger and bigger? It's because I'm doing the automation with the high pass again. So yeah, it looks like a loop, right? But it's actually manipulated a lot. Okay, let me just play you this without the chops. It sounds like this. It's a different pattern. So a lot of times I'll like a certain pattern, a loop, but I don't want to use the same pattern. So what I do is I chop it up like this and make it into a pattern that I want. And here I want it, bam, 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 ticka dam, bam, bam, da bam, bam, ticka 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 da, da, da. You know, that goes with the hi-hats. That's a loop. Okay, and as you keep going with the bass and then snare, keeps getting louder, right? And then it's a lot of things going on. What about the instruments? So I have two pads, one bell, that kind of line. But also this guy right here is, what is he doing? Interstellar, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just to have something fun going, ear candy, you know. Well, okay. Next up is like the what is this? Effect stuff. Okay, I gotta play in the context because you guys probably don't get it. So, like that Big Bang. That's a really cool sound. Bell chime, boom again. And then the riser. You guys feel me? Yeah. So yeah, this is a really different way of doing build, because usually it's just snare and stuff, but I wanted to do some kind of, this is a really creative way of doing it. I don't even remember putting this, but yeah, I really like this. You don't want to just do something that's ordinary, but add something different. And I'm making like a synth build in this case. And keeps building, and then goes back to the thing, right? Okay, but how do we make it different from this section here, which is the verse? You have to make it bigger and stronger and manlier. Okay, this is the part that explodes. Okay, now let's look at the drums. So what did I do? Before, I just had this kick here, right? But I've changed the pattern of the drum, but I've also added another layer of the kick, which makes it sound like this. Oh, this sounds really good. I need to use more of this sound. Okay, and then look how many snares I got. Okay, I'm gonna play one by one just to impress you guys. Okay, so here we go. That hard hitting snare, right? Together with yeah, and honestly, other than this guy is the main, and the other guys are kind of like supporting roles. Yeah, like a tiny little, yeah, it's like little pepper, like mustard on top of the steak. But steak is the most important thing, right? And the go snare. And together with the rhythm. Nice. And the hi-hats. Man, I have 3 hi-hats, and this is the last hi-hat here. It goes just like crispy fun stuff, you know? It's like spicy flakes on your ramen type of thing, you know? And then here, snare rolls. I have it at the end here too. Okay, oh, that snare roll was intense. Okay, with the 808, but I didn't want to just put 808s. I wanted to put another layer of bass. Okay, makes it sound a little meaner, you know. With the brass. Yeah, so that's the basic stuff. What is this dub? I like that. You guys are probably like doubting if I wrote this, right? Because I'm getting like surprised at my sounds. I actually wrote this like over a year ago. That's why I don't remember what I did. But I really like that sound. It's like a lit sound, but it's also ambient. Plug. With the brass, of course. And the big brass. Whoa! Hans Zimmer type of bass, you know? And we have, what about the here, the effect stuff, the chant going, hey, DJ Mustard style. Yeah, let's listen to it together. And then second verse. Okay, second verse, usually you have few options. Man, I really don't like my hair right now. I need to go get a haircut. I don't know why I'm sharing this to you guys. But anyways, second verse, you don't want to keep it the same. I mean, you could, but I like to usually switch it up a little bit. And I literally
switch it up, man.
You know? So I'm switching it up to what was in verse 1 like this to this. Hey. Little flute action. What is this? I think I got kind of lucky with this part because drums, I found this loop which I was like, oh, I like this with the clock panning. And then I found this flute and it worked perfectly, but obviously flute was different from this. I chopped it up in different ways, you know. It used to be like this. Oh, it's about the same. What did I do? Why did I even chop it up? Maybe I shouldn't have chopped it up, but what I did is you know, I messed it up with the rhythm here. See that? Triplets. And then again. Triplets. So yeah, a little change here. And then second verse about the same. Boring, right? So I'm gonna go to the bridge section now. So how do you even come up with the bridge, right? Like what? For me, I'm a chord person. I love chord progressions. I'm a key player. I should do some YouTube videos about chord progression. That's what I need to do. But anyways, chords are important. And usually when I just play in the keys, I come up with like different ideas that I can play. And in this section, in the bridge section, I wanted to do something that is a breakdown, but is different from the pre. So it has to be a different chords. And I want it to be different from, again, from pre. So what I did is I changed the sound. Instead of using the same sound I used here, I used like a ambient piano. Ooh, I like this sound. With the drum. With the pad. Oh, you hear that? Right here. You know, that stuff. Tasty stuff. Layered with the guitar. This is not a loop. I'm like literally playing all the chords, if you can see it. But what am I doing for guitar? I just use a very regular, you know, guitar sound that in reality it will sound like this. Whoa, I just messed up something. No, come back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it sounds like this, but with the right plugins, you can make it sound like that. You guys should definitely get Guitar Rig. This is the old version, so Guitar Rig 5. But if you get Guitar Rig 6, you get even more choices. And with the stereo image, you can make things sound brighter. But you gotta play like a real guitar, okay? So that's why I'm not playing like dun together, but I'm going like yeah. So it's good to know how to play all the instruments. Definitely helpful. I can actually play guitar too, but it just takes so long, man. I just rather do it MIDI. Just snap for the drums. And then we're doing a little build up again. Oh, these vocals sound pretty good here. What is this? Oh, I brought those guys back from the verse. I mean, from the intro. And together. Sounds full, you know? Ambient. And then after the build up, dropping down again. And bring the flute back from the verse 2, remember? Yeah, I like to recycle like that. Yeah, with the little brass sound here, and ooh, that's a cool sound. Yeah, with this guy. So all together. And the final big bang. Yeah. So, are you guys feeling the song? I mean, yeah, this is what I did. Honestly, it's a pretty minimalized boy group trap dance type of track, hip hop, whatever you want to call it. But I just wanted to share you the thought process of how I write things, and in the details on the instruments and such. So yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this, and if you guys haven't subscribed to me yet, please do so. If you're interested in this track, if you're a singer, an artist or something, or you want to pitch to somebody, I don't know, if you're interested in this track, please let me know. Yeah, would love to know your thoughts, so please comment below what you thought it was helpful, what was not helpful, or what do you like about my hair, what do you not like about my hair. And I guess I'll see you guys next time with some more videos, okay? All right, don't subscribe to me. Bye bye.